The coffee you're buying is not what you think. That bag sitting on your kitchen counter, the one you trust every single morning, may already be stale, over-roasted, or made from lower-grade beans before it even hits your grinder. Hidden quality tests and industry investigations have shown that some of the most popular grocery store brands suffer from problems most consumers never hear about, from oxidation and long warehouse storage to inconsistent sourcing and contamination risks. And here's the part nobody likes to say out loud: that could be costing you your health and your money. You think you're paying for energy, flavor, and quality. In many cases, you're paying for branding and shelf stability. Investigations by groups like Consumer Reports and recall notices published by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration show that coffee products occasionally face issues ranging from contamination to labeling inconsistencies. Beyond recalls, independent lab analyses over the years have raised concerns about mold toxins in poorly stored beans, oxidation in pre-ground coffee, and misleading premium marketing claims that don't reflect actual bean grade. And this isn't a rare mistake. Mass production, international shipping, and long shelf times create quality risks every single day, especially in lower-cost, high-volume brands. In this video, I'll break down 8 widely available U.S. coffee brands you may want to reconsider, starting with the biggest household names. And at the end, I'll show you 2 brands that consistently stand out for better sourcing, freshness, and transparency, the kind of coffee that actually deserves your money. Let's start with the brands most people assume are safe simply because they're familiar. Number 1. Fuelers. It looks simple, affordable, dependable. It isn't high-grade coffee. The real issue is inconsistent bean quality combined with heavy roasting designed to create uniform flavor. When companies source large volumes of commodity-grade beans, roasting darker helps mask imperfections, but it also destroys subtle flavor compounds. If your coffee tastes sharply bitter, almost charred, and leaves a dry aftertaste on your tongue, that's not bold. That's often over-roasting. Fresh quality beans should have layered flavors, even in darker roasts. For regular drinkers, this means you're sacrificing complexity and potentially consuming higher levels of compounds formed during aggressive roasting. You're getting caffeine, not craftsmanship. Number 2. Maxwell House. It looks classic, Americana, time-tested, but history doesn't equal freshness. Pre-ground, mass-produced coffee often sits in warehouses and on shelves for extended periods. Grinding accelerates oxidation dramatically. By the time you open that can, the volatile aroma compounds may already be degraded. Open the container. Does it smell flat, dusty, almost like cardboard instead of rich coffee? That's oxidation. Fresh coffee should release a strong, inviting aroma immediately. You're drinking something past its peak. The antioxidants people associate with coffee diminish over time. And so does flavor. Number 3. Yuban Coffee. It markets smoothness and balance, but smooth doesn't mean premium. Large blended batches reduce traceability. When beans from multiple origins are mixed for cost efficiency, quality consistency becomes the priority, not excellence. Commodity beans are often selected for availability and price rather than distinct taste profiles. If every cup tastes neutral, thin, and slightly bitter, with no brightness or natural sweetness, that's often a sign of bulk blending. You get predictability at the expense of character. It's coffee designed to offend no one and impress no one. Number 4. Café Bustelo. It looks bold, cultural, authentic, but boldness can hide flaws. Extremely dark roasting creates strong flavor but may conceal lower-grade beans underneath. While many people enjoy the intensity, very dark roast can increase bitterness and acidity perception. Notice the oily sheen on very dark beans. That surface oil indicates an advanced roast stage. If your cup tastes smoky, harsh, or almost burnt, that's not complexity. That's roast dominance. For sensitive drinkers, this can mean stomach irritation or an unpleasant aftertaste. Strength alone isn't quality. Number 5. Kirkland Signature Medium Roast, Costco. Kirkland Signature, it looks like a bulk bargain, but bulk size isn't freshness. Large bags mean prolonged air exposure after opening. Oxygen degrades coffee rapidly. Unless you're consuming it quickly or storing it properly, quality declines within weeks. If the first cup tastes decent but the flavor fades noticeably after several days, oxidation is working against you. You save money up front, but compromise taste over time. For households that drink coffee slowly, This can mean weeks of subpar brews. Number 6. Chock-full O-nuts. It feels nostalgic, comforting, traditional. But nostalgia doesn't equal specialty quality. Pre-ground packaging prioritizes long shelf life. Without roast date transparency, consumers have no way of knowing how fresh the coffee truly is. If the grounds smell faint or produce a watery cup even when brewed strong, that suggests aging. Fresh coffee should bloom visibly when hot water hits it, releasing trapped carbon dioxide. You're getting familiarity, not peak flavor. Number 7. Death Wish coffee. It looks extreme. Premium. Hardcore. But caffeine concentration isn't craftsmanship. The brand emphasizes high caffeine levels, often using blends designed for potency rather than flavor nuance. Very strong coffee can mask bitterness with intensity. If the bitterness overwhelms everything else, leaving little sweetness or complexity, that's imbalance. Excessive caffeine consumption can increase jitters, anxiety, sleep disruption, and tolerance buildup. More isn't always better. Number 8. McCafe ground coffee, store version. It promises your favorite drive-through flavor at home. But retail versions often differ from in-store brewing systems. Mass retail packaging without visible roast dates reduces transparency. Consumers rely on brand trust rather than freshness indicators. If the aroma is faint and the flavor feels diluted even at higher brew strength, it may not be recently roasted. You're paying for brand recognition, not necessarily bean quality. Now that you know what to reconsider, here's what coffee looks like when it's made properly. 1. Bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof markets transparency around sourcing and testing. They emphasize screening for contaminants like mold toxins and prioritize specific processing methods. While no brand is perfect, their focus on quality control and cleaner sourcing appeals to consumers who want added oversight. Freshness and testing transparency matter, especially in mass-market coffee. 2. Stumptown Coffee Roasters. Stumptown operates within the specialty coffee space. They offer roast date labeling, direct trade relationships, smaller batch roasting, higher grade beans. Fresh specialty coffee should smell vibrant and slightly sweet, show visible bloom when brewed, taste layered, not one-dimensional, finish clean, not harsh. That complexity comes from better beans and better roasting practices. Cheap coffee isn't a bargain, it's a long-term cost. When beans are old, over-roasted, or mass-blended for shelf stability, you lose flavor, freshness, and the full experience coffee is supposed to offer. You don't need the most expensive brand. You need transparency. Look for roast dates. Buy smaller bags. Store them properly. Pay attention to aroma and taste. Your mornings shape the rest of your day. Your mornings set the tone for your entire day. They deserve better than clever marketing and familiar logos, because when it comes to coffee, the difference between average and exceptional isn't hype. It's how seriously the brand takes quality before it ever reaches your cup.